When I was 19, I was looking for a room to rent in the city I was moving to for college. It was about an hour away from my family. I wasn't having much luck, and my mom started helping me look for a place. She found an ad on Craigslist for a room for $300 in a house, everything included. The homeowner was a man, and he rented the additional rooms upstairs to other women while he lived in the finished basement. The ad stated he rarely ever saw the other roommates because he had a kitchen and his own entrance downstairs, and that he preferred women because he had issues with male roommates in the past partying and causing damage. We decided to take a look since it was the cheapest that we could find in the area. My mom and I went to the house to view it. Decent house, decent neighborhood. He opened the door and was very welcoming. He was middle-aged, and the kitchen and living room were furnished nicely and clean. My mom loves to talk and get to know people, so they were engaged in conversation while I stood there quietly and observed the place. He then said he would show me my room. We head towards the staircase to go up, as I thought, since he said on the phone my room was upstairs with the other roommates, but he opens another door and we follow. He takes us down to the basement and opens a door to a very small room, no closet and no windows. He proceeds to say this is my room and I will be sharing the bathroom in the hallway with him, and his bedroom did not have a door on it. I was definitely thinking absolutely not. This is weird, but they were so deep in conversation that I couldn't interject. He then leads us to the upstairs and shows us the other rooms which the doors were open and says they are currently rented. He then starts telling us elaborate stories about the other women, not very nice stories describing drinking problems. My mom was listening intently, but I took the time to investigate further. I looked in all 3 rooms and the bathrooms. There was furniture, but not a single item in there that looked like it belonged to a woman. No clothes or anything, only men's clothes in one of the closets. He had no problem with me creeping around his tenants' rooms without their permission. I then heard him tell my mom that he has some of his stuff in their closets, but they don't mind, and I'm just like, why the hell would a tenant pay you for you to use their space as storage? I was feeling really uncomfortable and started moving them back downstairs as they talked. My mom had mentioned when we arrived that her and my dad were going on vacation the next week, but I couldn't go because I had to work. He brought it up again, and that I should come by the next week and have dinner with him and the roomies to see if we would all get along. I said sure, and we left. As soon as we got in the car, I told my mom I would definitely not be living there. She was dumbfounded. I had to explain to her not only did he lie about the room I would be in, that I was not supposed to be in the basement with him as well as share a bathroom with him, and he didn't even have a damn door, but also did she not notice how no one else even lived there? She still didn't get it and thought I was just being paranoid and thought he was nice and it was a cheap deal. I had to explain it to my stepdad and get him to tell her by no means would I be living there. I tried to report the post, but by the time we got home that day, he removed it. I think he planned on murdering me at dinner or abducting me and holding me hostage in that basement room that had no way to escape. I hope that guy hits a tree with his car one day. Edit. Some details have been coming back to me since I've been answering all of your questions. This happened in 2011, so it's been quite a while. When he took us upstairs, there was a wide landing that was surrounded by the rooms. As soon as we go up there, he motions towards one of the rooms and started this long, intricate story about the woman who lived in there, and talking about her alcoholism and a crazy ex. He was very exaggerated in how he talked with a lot of gestures. My mom stood there listening to him. I don't know if it was sheer distraction or she didn't want to be rude not listening, but either way, I don't recall her ever having a good look around those rooms. I went and looked. All doors were open, had neatly made beds with dark wood bed frames, bureaus with mirrors and nightstands. There were sliding mirror closets and they were empty except for one had men's clothes hanging pushed against one corner. Nothing was on the nightstands other than a lamp and nothing on the bureaus. I went into the bathrooms and there was nothing on the vanity in them other than hand soap. I looked in the showers too, but nothing other than bar soap. The bedroom on the left had an empty suitcase laying open on the middle of the bed. This was one of the rooms with the empty closet. After seeing all this, I came back onto the landing and started slowly heading down the stairs. They were still talking and absent-mindedly followed me down to the living room. That's when he mentioned dinner and we left shortly after. I think that's why my mom didn't notice a lot and didn't believe me at first. She didn't take more than a quick glance upstairs, and when we were in the basement, he was just as talkative. A commenter on here who works with law enforcement pointed out this was probably a sex trafficking situation. The bedroom in the basement is where a victim is kept, drugged, and abused until broken and then trafficked. I honestly think this is more plausible with the situation, as well as my city is actually a hotspot for that. I am so grateful we got out of there, and I hope my experience could help someone one day notice the details and get out of the situation safely. Stay safe and blessed people. Story 2. I found out a man who is training beside me to be a counselor is a sexual predator. We are in a professional graduate program for psychology and in our early to mid-20s. I met him, I'll call him Nate, at the start of the academic year and thought he was very put together, charming, and sensitive. He was very good at group exercises where we practiced counseling skills. He had a way with words and came off as deeply compassionate. When we first met, I got a strange feeling from him that I couldn't quite put my finger on. However, he was a super charismatic guy with a trusting face and dazzling smile, so I felt my guard come down. One weekend we were drinking and watching movies at a mutual friend's house with a small group of people. Nate was very flirty with me and wanted to take shots with me in particular, which my friend, Mia, noticed. I was later told that he was saying how bad he wanted to hook up with me. By midnight, I was admittedly very drunk and warm and wanted to go change out of my sweater. While I was completely topless, I saw someone walk by out of the corner of my eye. Thinking it was just someone walking to the bathroom, I didn't pay much attention. But then I noticed the person come back and peer through the doorway. Fortunately, Mia had come to check on me moments before and saw him looking into the room while I was unclothed. She blocked me from view and yelled at him to get out. I was confused because I thought I had imagined it even though Mia saw him too. Nate later said that I misperceived the situation and I believed it and buried the incident. Before you judge me or anyone else for not coming forward sooner, just know that this man is the king of gaslighting and was able to manipulate all of our professors who are experienced doctors of psychology. After that night, Mia told me why she didn't want to let me go alone when I left to change. Weeks before, she had been at a party with Nate where he took advantage of a drunk girl who could barely walk straight. He would have raped her, but his roommate heard what was going on and stopped him. Apparently, they argued with him for an hour before he agreed to leave the barely conscious girl alone. Then another woman came forward. She was in a relationship with Nate for 2 months and set boundaries in their sex life because she was saving herself for marriage. She said she didn't even realize they were having sex and didn't want to, but was told by Nate that that was normal and how relationships worked. Another classmate who was emotionally vulnerable at the time dated Nate for 4 weeks and said that he constantly projected, gaslighted, and manipulated her. When she confronted him about the concerns she had about his alleged behavior towards women, not knowing the severity of it, he berated her for being abusive to him for bringing up things that happened years ago, which is a line he used on multiple women, and makes me think he has past allegations beyond this. He justifies all of his behavior no matter how egregious and claims that he is actually the victim. The only person that tried to stand up to Nate, his roommate who stopped his sexual assault on that woman, was discredited and retaliated against by him. He made sure no one would take her seriously and manipulated her into staying quiet and not reporting the incident. He has lied to and deceived people to discredit his victims and uses people's personal information and compassion against them. Unfortunately, the professors and managers only see the mask he wears and all love him. I am honestly scared of Nate and believe he is gaining the power of psychology to take advantage of vulnerable people and fulfill his own ego. I know in my gut that he will continue to hurt women, including future patients and students. He has his next hunting ground set too. He was appointed the training assistant of a counseling skills class where first-year students disclose personal info in order to practice therapy skills. Most of his students will be young, compassionate women who won't know what hit them. I am terrified. So I brought this information, along with witnesses and tons of hard evidence, to the misconduct committee. They are taking it very seriously, and it sounds like this motherfucker actually might be expelled and unable to practice psychology in the nation. This would be the best outcome, however, he was tipped off that women in our class, including me, are involved in a report against him. He is emotionally unstable and has a history of retaliation, so that's not great. He has already sent me a text saying that he needs to talk to me before things get out of hand. Right now, he thinks there is no way he will be held accountable for his actions. I truly think he believes he's done nothing wrong, but he has no idea how strong our case is. He's going to find out he's fucked when they notify him of the formal claim. Then it's a matter of time before he finds out I initiated the process that's going to bring him down. Kinda scary, but worth it. Nate is the ultimate wolf in sheep's clothing, and it's terrifying to think he could have become a counselor with that much power over vulnerable women. I can't believe a person like this exists, and I'm glad so many women have come forward to stop him.